Next up we have Mia.
Woo! Go Mia! I'm a proud mom, obviously.
Oh my god, I've never done this before. Okay. So hearing her sing made me wish that I was like one of those depressed people who had like a really cool talent. I've always been those depressed people who end up being like Picasso and they can do really cool things with art, and I just am like, I kind of make jokes, like I don't know, and kind of made me wish that, you know, I just had this talent that no one knew about, and it was like hidden, and you know, that's why I was always in my room, and I wasn't just actually napping the whole time. So I wrote down things in my phone to talk about. So the first thing is something that happened in my film class. We watched this movie, we watched Dumbo, and this is race and diversity in American cinema, and the teacher said, "What did you guys think of it?" And I said, well, it was really cute. I thought, you know, I'd never seen it before, I really liked it. And right after I said that, another person raised their hand and said, I thought that the way that they portrayed the black construction workers as faceless was extremely demeaning. And then my comment about it being a really cutesy movie made it seem really stupid, because he just went off and was like, it was extremely demeaning, and I just don't see the point in that, and I didn't read into it that deep, but apparently if you watch Dumbo, make sure to watch out for that. So the next thing I have down is meeting people for the first time in college, pretending to be interested in their major. I'm just, like, I'm so tired, because it's like the first thing you always ask people, and it's like, oh, I knew someone who knew someone who knew someone who knew someone who was in environmental science. That's so interesting. We have a lot in common already. And it's like, I'm so tired of hearing what your major is and what you do. Like, I really don't care, and you just have to always pretend to be interested, because it's the first talking point, but it's like, I don't care at all. So there's that. The next is college is an endless cycle of I survived today. So it's kind of like at the end of every day, you're like, I made it, like I'm not dead yet. And then you kind of do it all over again. And then it kind of makes you think about like the whole thing about college. Like you're paying a lot of money to go to classes, to learn, to suffer, to hopefully get a job, to hopefully have a good life, maybe. And it's just like the whole like thing about college is very weird. And so that's kind of depressing, but yeah. Another thing, there was this girl in my science class who was very uninterested in everything I had to say, but in a very like obvious way. And I said, so what's your name? And she was Sarah. I said, all right. I said, what's your major? Biology. Oh, okay. She was very uninterested in me, and I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry. The next thing is something that me and my roommate were talking about, and it's kind of just today's society. It's a big thing if you have a significant other or something and you're not with them anymore, and but they still look at your Snapchat story or something. So it's like a huge conversation you have with your friends, and you know, you say Sarah, and you say, Tom, you know, saw my story, and then he goes, okay, should we delete the app? Should we delete him? What should we do? And it's always like, what's the course of action gonna be? And like millennials are just so weird, and like I'm a millennial and I sound like I'm 55, but it's like back in the day you wouldn't know if someone still cared about you, but now it's like Snapchat, and it's like, he saw my story, he saw my story, Sarah, he saw my story, and it's like this huge thing now, and it's just like the whole thing, just like the sentence, he saw my story, but like actually being upset about that, like I do it too, but it sounds really dumb, like saying it and being like, he saw my story, and he didn't text me and ask if I was okay, but he saw it, he definitely saw it, I can see it, he screenshotted it too. And so that whole thing of just like seeing people's stories, okay, and then one of the this is depressing. I realize this whole thing is really depressing. Being social is paralyzing sometimes, so I feel like sometimes people are paralyzed from the waist down, and I feel like I'm paralyzed sometimes, like mentally. Like I just can't like go out. I'm just like, I can't. Like, I'm sorry. I want to hang out with you. I can't. Like, and I just make up excuses in my head that really don't make any sense in the long run. Like, it's like, I think a dog I had 5 years ago, I think it was his birthday today, and so I really can't hang out with you tonight. Like, I'm really busy. And it's just like, I just create these excuses in my head that make no sense, but in my head they make a lot of sense. And so technically I'm paralyzed, not physically, but mentally, so it's kind of the same thing. So I'm starting a GoFundMe, and you can donate in there. And then the last thing is join a club. I feel like just everyone always says this, and it's very, ever since high school, middle school, ever since clubs have been a thing, it's always, have you joined a club? Oh, you want to die? Join a club, join a club, that'll be fun. Join a club, you can find people like you who also want to die. You can write poems, it'll be so fun. Join a club, I'm telling you, it'll change your whole life. It'll change everything. And I heard that all through middle school, all through high school, and I feel like college, it's like more of a thing, but it's just, you know, it's like, how do you even do this thing of socializing and making friends and trying to be alive? And it's really depressing. And Louis C.K. did like a whole bit about how like, just like how when you die, technically all your problems are gone, which is kind of true. So that's depressing. But, so yeah, that's all I have. Thank you.